This is the video for Module 1 mid-module review. So the directions for step 1 is to compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. Those are called inequality symbols. So as we said before, we always stack our numbers to compare. So on the side, I would stack my numbers to make it easy to compare. And once I do that, I can see that 997 thousandths is bigger than 9/10. If I don't see it right away, I can put in my zeros so that I can see it. Now look at letter B. The easiest thing for me to do for letter B would be to make sure that I transfer everything to a decimal. So since this is the hundredths place, I know I'm starting in the hundredths place, so I lay out some lines to fill stuff in, and I have to go to the thousandths place. So there's a 5 in the hundredths place, and there's a 2 in the thousandths place. So then that tells me I need to add a 0 there. And now over here I can stack my two numbers. I'm stacking them by their decimal, which is really stacking them by their place value. It's correct to say place value. If I ask for an explanation, don't tell me you're stacking by the decimal. You're just using that as a guide. So when I do this, I notice that this number is bigger. The alligator mouth eats the larger number. So then I go to my next one, and this time I'm starting in the tens place. So I start here, and I'm going to the thousandths place. So I have tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So when I do that, I have a 5 in the tens place, a 2 in the tenths place, and a 1 in the thousandths place. And I say, what do I fill in now? So I need to fill in some zeros. Now on the side over here, I'm going to stack them. And when I stack them, I see that 50 and 201 thousandths is larger. Next problem, down here is 22 tenths. So I know I need tenths. I can't go past that place in order to fit 22. I have to move over towards the left. So now I can stack these two numbers. Sometimes some of you have a difficult time seeing to compare, so I maybe want to add in a 0 so it's easier for me to compare to see the 2's are the same. The 2's are the same, and then this one has a 2, which is greater. Next one, I now have some expanded forms that I need to turn into standard form and be able to compare. First thing is there's a mistake here, and that should really be a 3. And 10 to the third power is when I say that I put down a 1 and I have 3 zeros because of the third power. So that's really saying 4 times 1,000, which might help some of you to convert it from an exponent. Now I start in the thousandths place, so here's the thousandths, hundreds, tens, ones. I'm going all the way to the tenths and tenths. So I fill in my digits. I had a 4 here, a 3 here, and then this 3 was in the tenths. So I can put some zeros in there to help me out. Now I'm going to look on this side. I'm in the thousandths place again, so I have thousands, thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, tenths. So I fill them in. This is a 6. For those of us not sure about this, I'm going to use my little trick. I have a 1. The 2 tells me 2 zeros, so that's the hundreds place. So the hundreds place would be right here. And then this is the tenths, and I fill in my zeros. Now on the side over here, I'm going to stack them. And then it's easy for me to see that this is the larger number. Remember that alligator mouth is eating my larger number. Here I have tenths and thousandths, so I'm going to set it up. Tenths, hundreds, thousandths. This is my tenths. This is my thousandths. I know a 0 needs to go in there. And now I can stack my two numbers. And then I know that this one is larger. I'm now moving down to question 2. On question 2, it's telling me to multiply. When I multiply decimals, I jump my decimal to the right. The 10 to the 4th tells me that I'm multiplying it by 4. So I'm going to write my original number. I apologize for that. I have to write it correctly. And now I need to jump 4 times. So I'm going to jump 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. My new decimal is here. I ask, what can I fill in? I can fill in some zeros. So my final answer is now 956,000, which makes sense because when I multiply, my answer should be larger. I'm now going to look to divide. When I divide, I move to the left. This time it's 10 to the second, so I know I have to jump twice. So if I have this number, and I'm going to jump twice, I start here and I jump left, 1, 2. So my new answer, I rewrite, and I've jumped the correct direction because it's smaller, and since it's smaller, I know I divided. Next, when Mr. Childs measured the length of his soda bottle, it said it rounded to 34. Since it's rounding to 34, I know I want my nearest whole number. As we learned yesterday, when you want your nearest whole number, you want to make sure that you're rounding to the ones place. So I'm going to try to round each of these to the ones place. We all notice that I'm underlining my ones place and boxing the number to the right. So now I can figure out to circle all the measurements that could be the actual measurement once they were rounded. So I see that this is 34 and this is 34. They both could be 34. Next, it says to convert the rounded measurement. So the two that we're able to round, we want to convert. So we're going to take and turn it into meters. And we're also going to take and turn that into meters. So we're going to look. We can't forget, I'm going to do this right at the top, that we have King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So we're starting at centimeters. So we're going to put our first dot at our centimeters. And we're going to meters, which is our units. And so we're going to go over there. So it's telling me I'm going to the left. And now we're going to see how many jumps. 1, 2. So it tells me that I have to make 2 jumps every time. So I'm going to start with the first one and I'm going to jump 1, 2. So I can write my first answer right here. And then in my second one, I'm going to jump 1, 2. And write my second answer right here. If you are someone who thought that they meant just the rounded number had to change, I'm going to write that answer over here for you. So if I had 34 centimeters and I was turning it to meters, and I jumped 2 spots because it would be the same type of thing, that would be that answer. Now on the bottom, question 5, what I need to do is I need to stack my numbers. Once I stack my numbers, I have to get ready to put them in order. I notice that I want to go largest to smallest, so my biggest number is right here. So I'm going to write it. Now I notice these are all the same. So then when I go into my next row, I notice that this 6 and this 6 are the next largest, so I have to look one more spot. This one has a 6, so this is my answer here. Then I go to this one, and then my last one. I'm not done yet though, because I need to make sure that I put in my inequality sign. Since it's largest to smallest, I know that this is my largest, so I have to do greater than symbols in between. Question 6 on the bottom is to round each of the numbers to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go through each of them and just underline the tenths and box the number to the right. If it's easier for you to rewrite the number, you can do that in order to show your work. So this answer, and then I'll move to the next one. I'll write the answer above so it's easier to see. I'm actually going to erase that for a minute because I can't see the numbers. And there's the answers. And that is your mid-module review.